Well,
Jake's got it.
Figure this out, keep you awake.
it is 7:01, I guess, and welcome to the Village of Webster Board meeting for January 11th. And if you would stand with me, please. Al, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. First order, I think, of business tonight will be just to take could do public comments. The public hearing starts at 7:05 or as close to that thereafter as possible. So I guess I would open it up at this particular point to public comment. If anybody would like to address the board this evening, you're welcome to do so. Phone calls and nobody wishes to address the board. All right, then we will close the public comment portion of the meeting, and we'll take a look first of all at the minutes. We'll get them out of the way. Approval of the minutes for December 28th. You have them in front of you. You can look those over by the time we're done with that. I guess it'll be 7:05. Anybody have a comment? If not, I would entertain this motion to approve.
I'll make that.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
We'll take a look at the claims and warrants. I had a chance to look them over. I went through them today. I think, Carl, you did also, right?
I did. It looks good to me.
Yeah, I didn't see
Jake didn't buy any new nuts and bolts.
Iron things together.
The only thing I went over, I had a question on was the county tax bill, which went on and on. Those are primarily for those little properties down at the ball field.
There's something on here for legal services over $6 grand.
Yeah, I saw that. You don't know what that is.
Looks a little white, doesn't it, son?
You want to answer to? You want to answer to? If there isn't anyone who has a question, what you see on the bill is good, and I will ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito? Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. At this time, it is now 7:06, and we will now open for a public hearing. We have a public hearing to consider the acceptance of dedication from Pride Mark Homes Incorporated for Autumn Leaf Trail, Cedar Way Circle, and Autumn Leaf Trail Stub. So I would open the floor to the public hearing. If anybody would like to address the board regarding this offer of dedication, please address the board now. We all have a map in there as well. Well, I see that there
It's got a couple areas, look at the roads and then move on the standards that goes
Yes.
So if the board wishes, after you close the public hearing, given the non-controversial nature of this, you can take a resolution to authorize the mayor to accept the offer of dedication for those roads.
We could do that. All right, well, at this point, there is nobody who has a comment regarding the acceptance of dedication of Pride Mark Homes. So I will close the public hearing at this particular point. I believe that it is now 7:08. And as there is no adverse comments regarding the dedication or the acceptance of dedication of these roads, then I would make a motion to the board that we accept the dedication from Pride Mark Homes, Inc. for the Autumn Leaf Trail, Cedar Way Circle, and Autumn Leaf Trail Stub.
I'll make that. I'll second.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Trustee Bauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy? Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And I will sign that after. We move on now to budget modification and transfers. The first that we'll address here is adjustment to adjust retirement based on year entries from MMD, and funds will be taken from group health insurance and will be transferred to retirement for $40,395.50. And secondly, we have general. It looks like general and sewer again. So a number of items here. This would be a transfer for insurance premiums that have increased from workers' comp for $6,100 to insurance, cover insurance premiums, $6,100. Wage and loss support. This is support $858, and general code annual maintenance $1,195, which is not budgeted for or enough to begin with. And these would be from seminars and education for $1,500 and transferred to computer hardware, software, and main support for $1,500. We also have insurance premiums increased Workers' comp, we would take from there $800 and move to insurance for $800. This would be in sewer. Also in sewer, Fry sewer billing software contingency fund, we would take from $7,359.40 and move to computer hardware software main support for $7,359.40. Water solutions, we would take from building maintenance $7,000 and move to ferric chloride purchase, I believe, for $7,000. Jake, that seems, is this the second time we've modified and taken for ferric chloride for this issue already?
I'd have to look back at other budget modifications, but I know there's there are increases in current chloride.
Next we have reimbursed down for Barton and for effluent sampling point relocation, which was June 24th through November 18th, for $9,500 for taking from building maintenance and moving to town costs. And finally, we did not budget enough for the line increasing 10,000 above the current overage in anticipation of expense not yet incurred, and that would come from building maintenance, 37,000, to preventative maintenance, $30,000. Becoming more specific. And that's for the sewer.
I don't have to look.
Even workers, the first time, that was a lot too. Yeah. Try sewer billing software. Look at that.
So the reasoning, that you saw the reasoning. It's an anticipation of an expense not yet incurred.
Yeah, a budget is a guess. That's all, it's a guess. We-
Right, but that's not, you typically, you wouldn't
No,
put that as your answer.
right.
No, but you
You're
said-
gonna need more in preventative maintenance than building maintenance, that's something you would know.
I just mean some things.
No, I agree, but you would know, if you're taking something for something, you would know.
Is that budget line at $180,000 for building
Oh, okay.
maintenance? And that was because there was funds in there for the fence and for the pole barn.
Okay.
And the preventive maintenance, this preventative tank maintenance is what that line should say. So that's your primary tanks. That had, original budget was $7,000. And I don't see any notes on that.
Yeah, I don't question
looks like
the
it's adjusted.
exchange as much as the reason, anticipated expense not incurred of what? Like you're planning to replace or do something that we didn't know. I think the answer would have been helpful for
Unfortunately, this was put together when I was not here, and I trust that John talked to
Marcia.
Danielle, Marcia, but probably wouldn't have done it much, well, it'd be great if we get the money from Brighton, but, yeah, I know, I'm sure that's for some maintenance on the tanks or on the either primary or secondary. It's preventative tank maintenance is what that
Yeah.
57 line is actually. Or 457.
you. So obviously, it's for a specific need. And that's what I think just should be in the reason.
Yeah.
That's it. That would help. Not even question if this is
Well, if John were here, he could probably tell you what the specific
Yeah.
need is. It just didn't translate
On
into what,
here.
into what they know.
But I'd like a little justification, just a few words.
Well, you can, since he hasn't yet incurred it, you can just hold that one.
Yeah,
Just don't do it until you get an explanation of what is it that has to be done for $37,000.
That's where you make the big bucks.
Because you're right, Jerry, it is a little odd that, you know, normally you transfer stuff like the Fry billing software. Well, you already agreed to buy that, so now you gotta, you know, so.
exactly.
Whereas this is a future, usually you don't do budget modifications for future stuff. You wait till you've actually spent the money and now you know what you gotta transfer. So that's a little strange to do that one.
All right. So we approve them all, but that one is so much fun too.
Well, these are still going forward, I think, so you can, if you want to wait until the next meeting. I mean, technically, we can do these up to the end of the year. So you can hold off on
We
this
had
whole
one
thing.
that we waited last meeting.
Yep, I think it's back in here with an explanation now. But, so the prior one really needs to be done, the one that's the 22-23. Technically, all of these can wait until the next meeting. But I did message him, so I'll see if I can.
No, I just did too.
Oh,
It's
okay.
gonna be really annoying. But no, well, the 22, 23 ones were passed at the last
Yeah,
meeting.
that's the last fiscal
And
year.
then this
but
whole
is
group
going
was
forward.
tabled
Yeah,
before it's really.
Yeah.
Okay.
but, or if you want to just hold off and see if we get an answer in the next little bit. Either way, works, whatever your
I don't
preference is.
think we should bother him at home.
I personally don't mind leaving this last one off, $37,000.
That's fine, yeah, sure.
Oh,
Ooh, who got a message first? That was our clarifier rebuild.
Yeah, that was the clarifier, the worm drive in the clarifier.
So that's already happened?
And sometimes with the worm drives, they'll take them off and they don't know until they bench,
it's not what this says though.
put them on
No,
the
it
bench.
says
Maybe,
not yet.
they haven't got the bill yet. But the clarifiers, they'll take them.
And then text him back that you want to meet him in your office tomorrow morning, ask why he answered her before you.
You won't reply to that, so. Send them the-
It was from the last budget. Does that mean anything to you?
From the last one.
Ask budget. That makes this even more confusing.
Actually, check with Dave, because a lot of times they'll send those out, like, there's a big huge drive for the secondary clarifiers, and they'll send them out, and they have to open them up and see what they're gonna need to rebuild and things. Those are ones that, I think if you recall, a few years ago, we had gotten a quote on one, it was like 80 grand to replace it, and we sent it out, and it's just metal with oil in it, and seals. So we sent it out to get it rebuilt, and it was considerably cheaper than the replacement of it. And so this was the other clarifier, so. But yeah, we can follow up.
What's
with
he mean
them.
by last budget?
Yeah.
Just hold on.
All right.
I would be,
Anyway, so tell Heather to stop bothering me.
Next one.
I would make a motion to transfer and make these budget mods for everything with the exception of the building maintenance, preventative maintenance for $37,000.
I'll
Do
make
we
that
have
motion.
clarification?
I'll make it.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Mayor Lyons?
Aye.
Motion passes.
This ferric chloride come in 50 gallon.
You know, fair comes, it's bulk delivery. There's a building.
Big tank.
Yeah, there's a building at the end of our primaries, and I guess in between some of the primaries, there's a fair tank. I think it's, tank truck just comes over and delivers.
Okay, we have item number 4, which is to authorize bids to be advertised beginning on January 12th, which will be tomorrow, for the Village of Webster wastewater treatment plant improvements project. And I'll designate the village clerk to open the bids at the time and place specified in the notice.
How many bids have we got?
Bids.
They haven't gotten
Not
any.
many yet, because we haven't.
You have to authorize it to open.
It's up to the,
Hey, no, you wanna get this done.
Yeah. Before the costs go up again.
Okay, you can do it, Heather.
Thank you. I don't know how, yeah.
was it a motion, Charlie?
Sleepy.
We'll entertain a motion to authorize.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Great.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Apolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Yep.
Mayor Byers?
Absolutely, I approve. You can get
Motion
this thing
passes.
going.
Well, you guys are getting fancy. I got a yep and an absolutely. Like it. The enthusiasm.
Going up to bid.
What do you mean?
Iron Core.
I voted yes, maybe. Do we have a choice? We don't have a choice anymore. You have to move forward. There's no choice.
Hey, we have two very pleasant tasks here, I guess. We have, first of all, number 5, a resolution to appoint Karen Buck as the deputy clerk to fulfill the unexpired term of Joe O'Neill that expires on July 9th, 2024.
I will make that
And
motion.
I will second.
That was a great party, by
Glad
the
they have
way.
it. Yeah, it was.
Heather, you did a great job.
Thank you.
And so many people, I was so happy to see everybody. Yeah.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
All right.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Apolito? Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And next, we have a resolution to authorize the Superintendent of Public Works to hire Ryan Reed. Hopefully we'll get to meet him. To the open motor equipment operator title at $19.57 per hour, effective Monday, January 15th, 2024. I believe he is taking the...
We won't even work that day.
They do,
Oh, they do?
yes.
You don't get that, they don't get the holiday off?
No,
They did.
we're usually in plowing anyway, so they took a floater
Okay.
after
Which makes sense.
Labor Day.
So tell us something about Ryan.
Ryan's been here as a seasonal for
Yeah.
about a year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years. He knows, our roots, he knows a lot of the processes and what we're doing, and he's really been stepping up, and the guys in the back are all for him, and I'm all for him, and he'll do a really good job, so.
Very good.
Good. We need-
That's good.
we need-
It's nice
I want
to-
to hear you say
And
it.
it's nice to have
Yes,
the opportunity to have somebody develop like that too, when you can,
yeah.
test when they can learn this stuff. So it's good. And he did a
Good.
good job.
Yep.
And he already has his CDL permit, so
Oh, he does?
he got that before he.
Good.
He took his own initiative and
Great.
did that.
Thanks, Heather.
Very good.
Well, I
Yeah.
found,
You found him?
yeah. He walked in and I said, oh, you should apply. And he came in for an application and I said, Jake, I really like this guy, he's very polite. And I met his mother, his mother's very nice. I was wondering, she did her passport.
Your mother was with her?
No,
No,
she came in another time to do her passport.
All right.
I'll make that resolution, okay?
I'll second it.
One way,
Right.
now you come out of
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
I'm not even gonna. Trustee Lauer?
Yep.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Apolito?
there. Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, we move now to Don.
Oh, my
Hey,
goodness.
you have things for us this evening?
Well, not really, except, Jake handed out, he just got these today. The utility easement agreement, a sidewalk
Yeah.
easement agreement, and a the maintenance agreement for the stormwater management facility, that big pond and the drainage at Greenbrier Crossing. If you wish, you could, these all require the mayor's signature. And if you wanted to, and Jake and I have already looked at these, and they've been modified a couple of times, but now these are the final forms. If you want to take a resolution tonight, you can, to authorize the mayor to sign these, or we could wait. It's up, obviously, Jim Barbado, the developer, is anxious to kind of button this stuff up.
Are these all specific to the development?
Yeah, they're all for Greenbrier and Section 1, which is all done.
Yeah.
So now he wants to dedicate the roads. And the next step to dedicate the roads is, he's given us a deed, but you need to take a separate resolution to actually accept the deed. And then all these documents, except for do we record the stormwater maintenance agreements? I don't think so. Yeah, but the easement agreements will get recorded in the county clerk's office along with the deed, all at the Greenbrier's expense.
Okay,
And you,
But
that makes sense, okay.
I was just gonna say, the utility easements, where there's storm sewer, sanitary sewer, that are under the road, or within the road right away that there was just offered for dedication, those are just part of that right away. This easement agreement, you'll see, it has 1 through 8, referenced in the offer of dedication, 1 through 7, and then 14, and a couple of other drainage easement and sidewalk easement. Those are all things that are outside of the right of way, where the sewer, so
Okay.
basically so we can work and maintain
Exactly.
the infrastructure that's there.
if you look, there's maps that are attached
Yeah.
that shows the location of, and as Jake says, they're all outside of the street. That's why you need a separate
Exactly.
easement.
That makes sense.
It also includes the street light system, to the extent there's some of that that is not within the right of way.
Okay, but both of you have gone over these now, and
Yes.
because
And you're not concerned of the cost from the village to the grantor on the sidewalk easement?
The cost,
Yeah.
well, the village has plenty of sidewalks now that you're maintaining and plowing. I don't understand what you're.
It says, yes.
Oh, for consideration of $1? Well, that's kind of boilerplate. You always put
it
in,
does, it does.
you always put in deeds and stuff, so we don't actually.
I don't even, don't even think.
We don't actually have to, the village doesn't actually have to pay $1.
No.
No, I
No.
You're gonna end up, the village is gonna, over
He
time,
just
pay
wanted
a lot
to make
more,
a
pay a lot
point,
more
yeah.
than $1 for these sidewalks.
I agree. I just wanted to see if I could get your
Oh,
attention,
that
and I
was
did.
good,
But if you wanna wait, we can wait too.
Well,
Like I said, Mr. Jim Barbado just dropped these off this afternoon, and he's anxious to kind of button this up.
I don't
Button
have,
up
if
I
you've
don't
gone
see
through it,
why-
Don, I do not
Yeah.
have any concerns with it. I mean, it's what we have to do.
I trust
The
you.
easement, sidewalks. Okay, say no.
Um,
Yep.
So, Don, what is it that has to be done separately? Is this,
Well, you could just, if you wanted, you could do one resolution to authorize, well, for the deed, it's it would be 2 resolutions. The first would be to authorize the mayor to sign the utility easement agreement, the sidewalk easement agreement, and the maintenance agreement
Yep.
for stormwater management facility with Greenbrier Crossing. That would be one motion.
Yep.
The second motion would be to actually accept the warranty deed.
Yep.
Utility, sidewalk, and which one, what else?
Stormwater.
Jake didn't give you copies?
No. I have
You've got the
originals.
originals
I have
in
the
the,
originals.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just,
Oh, thank you.
Utility easement agreement, okay, okay.
Utility easement agreement, sidewalk easement, and then the maintenance agreement for stormwater management facilities, Greenbrier Crossing.
Yes.
I don't see any reason to hold it up. If we've been through it, and this part one phase is already completed, so.
Yes.
At this point, I would ask, make a resolution here to authorize the mayor to sign the utility easement agreement, the sidewalk easement, and the maintenance agreement for stormwater management facilities of Greenbrier Crossing, Part 1.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then the second one would be, the second resolution would be simply to accept the warranty deed from Pride Mark Homes Inc. to the Village of Webster for the streets. It's kind of a formality, you actually get a deed, because the village owns the streets now. Well, after you accept the deed, the village actually owns the streets.
Yeah. I'll make that motion.
Well,
I'll second it.
aye.
Trustee Lancy?
So Dot asked for it.
Yeah,
Done,
aye.
okay. Thanks, Don.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkey?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
And I agree with that. I would also, and I guess I will sign that.
You gotta do this thing too.
Do I?
Yeah, there's some that require you sign in front of a notary, such as our clerk.
Yes.
What about this?
Now,
Jake's handling that one.
Jake, you throw these things at us. You can now explain in detail, if you need to.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
You had me, Darrell T. said detail.
you had Mountain Dew before this.
Yeah.
I haven't had the mint yet, so go ahead.
When Sir Barbados in and dropped off the final drafts of these,
Yeah.
we had a discussion. You know, when they did, when they're doing a development, they have to provide a letter of credit, and this is gonna be number 7, I think, for the release for section 1. As they put in the improvements, they ask for release for a portion of that letter of credit. A portion gets released, but then there's always some retainage, like the village guarantee from each section. So say they did $100,000 worth of sewer work, improvements that were installed, they get $90,000 released and $10,000 would stay in there as retainage. So that builds up over the time. So right now, the balance in it is $200,000, like $202,000, actually, $202,173.61. When they made this offer of dedication, there's a maintenance bond or some sort of guarantee on that, those improvements, it's 10% of the value of what the improvements are. So if we take 10% of the storm sewer, 10% of the portion of the storm sewer that the village was taking, not all the ponds in that, 10% of the sanitary sewer, 10% of the street lights, 10% of the sidewalks and the road and the gutters, add them all up, that amounts to $62,474.70. So if you retain that portion of it in a letter of credit, typically that would be a maintenance bond. He explained the company that he worked with for site work as, you know, they're deciding to close up shop. Usually that company would be the one that would get the performance bond or the maintenance bond for a 2-year period for all those improvements. So his process and procedure is changing a little bit. So he asked today if the letter of credit could remain, you know, that $62,500, let's call it, could stay in that letter of credit to supplement or substitute for the maintenance bond Don indicated that the letter of credits usually are in a 2-year time period, so he'd have to get something from the bank saying that. When I talked to him this evening, he was even thinking he was gonna try to get just a maintenance bond, because the maintenance bond for that amount would cost him $2,000, let's say, and he wouldn't have the $60,000 tied up for 2 years. I'm sure he'd probably do more things with it, you know, make better than $2,000 on that 60 grand in that 2-year period. So I think that's what he's looking to do, but just, you know, he's been sitting on this money's been withheld from him for a long period of time. The work's been done for quite a while, but we're waiting for this to convert over to a maintenance bond or something. So if it's okay with Don, I'd be in favor of saying, hey, release everything other than the 62, then that maintenance bond amount. And then if he gets a maintenance bond for that amount, then another future date, we release the rest of it. If that's good, so. But it'd be nice to get it. So that, the release would be for $139,698.91. And that would leave the balance equal to what the maintenance bond amount would be.
This is for part one completion.
Yes, yep, and phase one. And they've already done, a lot of the infrastructure went in. Phase one is the big one, because a lot of the stormwater stuff was done then, a lot of the site work was done then, so subsequent phases are going to be, you know, less and less of a letter of credit and quicker return on it. It's, you know, hey, once the road's built, the gutters, that's kind of it, the storm sewer might have already been in, maybe just a little extensions on the sanitary. So, I know phase three's got very little, this is the sanitary extension is all they had.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. And I don't have an issue with him trying to convert or use what's left of the letter of credit, the $62,000 as a guarantee, as long as, what's his bank? Five Star, as long as 5 Star is willing to extend it for the 2-year period.
Is that something?
His alternative would be to take the $62,000 and actually deposit it with the village, like the apartments over there on Phillips Road. But he's gonna, I guess his latest is he's gonna try to get a maintenance fund, because it's cheaper than actually tying up $62,000 in his cash. Because the letter of credit with 5 Star, they call it a letter of credit, but he's got to actually have that money on deposit. That's the only way the bank guarantees it, is if they know that they're going to get it from their customer.
so he's still holding for phase 2, phase 3?
Yes.
Still for the completed work.
Yeah, phase 2, we still have, I don't believe we've gotten for phase 3 yet, but phase 2, there's still some in there. I think he's had 2 draws, I don't know if I think he's had 2 draws on phase 2 so far.
No, I have no problem putting up this, since the work's completed. They seem to be in approval of it. So, I'll make a resolution here there's a resolution to approve the LOC release number 7 in the amount of $139,698.91 from the letter of credit for Greenbrier Crossings Phase 1, and authorize the village clerk to sign a letter to 5 Star Bank to facilitate the release of the funds.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
I messed that up. Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy? Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Anything else, Don?
I have nothing else.
Jake? No. We'll go and give her a, she's probably faster than you might be, Jake. We'll go to the clerk's office first.
So you know why I told you last? So that he would think that maybe I had something, so that he would go quick. I have nothing. Strategic.
Wow.
I defer to
All right.
Dick's
You know those little clocks that they have for chess?
Yeah,
The start of the time.
okay. I really don't have much, just the normal reminders. Don't push snow into the street. We don't clear the sidewalks as a deposit area for snow from driveways, so don't put it there. And if you don't want the driveway plowed in, if you're looking at your driveway, put the snow to the left, and then it won't get hit when we wing. It does look like we are gonna get some snow. We got a little bit. And I think the crews and, I don't know what I guess, but this high winds that we had, I think we had one limb come down, and then the next day, we had, it was actually a village tree, fell in somebody's driveway. Crews had cleaned up and the person's driveway opened probably within an hour, and then we had the rest of the tree taken down because it wasn't in great shape and there were wires around it, but, you know, I think the tree pruning program that we do,
Makes a difference.
it does. I mean, when we have high winds and things like that, I mean,
Well, especially because this one came from the southeast rather than what our trees are used to from the northwest.
yeah.
Big
they're-
difference.
Yeah,
It's
their
a
roots
big
are
difference.
stronger on one side than the other for
Yeah.
And I
sure.
still lose power every time it's windy in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Every time, it never fails.
But they gotta back up quick, our sewer guys, you know, so we have 3 pump stations, one of them's got a standby generator, we have a tow-behind generator for the others. So, me, I called up John, I keep watching the RG&E, listening, as soon as I saw one of the streets where our pump station is, was out of power, I called up John, he's like, yeah, we're on North Ave already, we're heading right there, we got the generator, and they were right on it, and kept the sewer, the pump station going, because then they gotta go back and forth between the two during a storm like that, or during power outages. So everybody was right on it, they all work together, and they said I think one little limb come down that night was really it, and we had probably 10 or 15 fire calls.
Yes, oh
That
my
night,
gosh, that
all
was
over,
going
so.
on.
So in our upgrades, is a generator gonna be in the upgrades, so you don't have to tow things back and forth, that it would be more automatic?
The tough part about where they located the pump stations, there's one on Woodstone that's, the one on Ashwood Lane, you could probably do, it's off around a corner, but we'd have to carve out a little area there to put one. But the one on Woodstone, it's right in somebody's front yard. So having a generator there, unless we did some agreement with them where we said, all right, here's a standby generator. If
You
we
can
can
use
put it up
it
there at
to
your
get in
house,
front.
you can tie in and we're gonna run a line for the, run a line for our pump station.
So it's really not a bad deal.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
really.
I mean, I certainly would say yes, but I don't know if there's a long enough extension cords in my house. It was, you know, but, you know, it's nice, it's, yeah, we can certainly make, you know, look at those improvements,
Yeah,
but it's nice the crews did a great job.
yeah,
um,
that's what I heard.
During all that. And they said that lady on Dunning the other day, they were very handy, everything was done by 3 o'clock, I think I had a call about 11:30 or
Yeah,
Great
20
job.
minutes after everything, so. Yep.
yeah, the guys did a great job.
Yeah, they
I really am, I really sorry.
What do you do?
I was surprised in the town, like the underground utilities, except for an aerial. It's all in the county.
Yeah.
Well, it's only the newer subdivisions that are underground.
Yes. Yeah,
Mine's underground, still lost power.
Oh, you're, yeah, but you're
Yeah,
fed
it
from,
doesn't-
yeah, the street.
You're fed from above ground.
Yeah, you are.
Is that right, Carl?
It just drops down for, you know, the power drops down into the backyard, buried, front yard. And Jake, I have one,
Yes, sir.
remember we talked about that during the baseball one?
oh, good.
215.
Yeah, it's 204.
204.
And if you go by tomorrow or anything, you'll see that there's a
Oh,
pool
Curtis.
of water up in the front. It's the second house south of Fuller and
Yeah.
204. Nice
It's
people.
going back in.
They were right here, the kid, right?
Yeah.
I know what's there.
He does all our
You know, one
yard
of
work
the,
and stuff.
you know, still
Great,
in
great.
laptop.
The village should hire him, he's a.
I need to get that.
What do they have?
So, just bring it to.
No, they have constant cooling of water.
Water.
Because it's not up to grade. What they're asking is, can something be done?
It doesn't work
yet.
She said she fixed it this
Drain
time.
the water out the front yard. It's, I think it's within the public right of way.
What kind of-
You certainly see it. Sometimes you find that we had one similar on London. There's out there, some pump line was buried and went all the way out and then it broke underground, so it's
So see that?
raising, it's bubbling up there all the time.
Yeah, you can see how it gets below the road level.
So, yeah, certainly take a peek at it.
All right, thank you.
Anything else? If not, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and we will see you in
Thank you, and
2
good
weeks.
evening. Get ready for the next one.